love you, man. We're happy to have you back.
We're happy to have you back.
Yesterday wasn't the same, but I mean, because...
We couldn't do the show.
Wow.
We were wailing.
No.
We were crying.
We will never have cause to wail and cry.
Like the wailers.
But it wasn't the same. We miss your energy, we miss your vibe, we miss your personality, we miss your aura. We also miss your condos. We miss giving you kudos.
Yeah. I have to warm up.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, indeed, and thank you for joining us. The Avengers of Nigerian media are back on your TV screen complete. Thank you for joining us this morning on Breakfast Central. For the next 3 hours, we'll be looking at many stories. PDP has been in the fore of conversations. Again today, there will be, of course, featuring, right now they're like the most popular, well, one of the most popular, I think it's debatable which is the most popular political party now, PDP, APC, or do we just say PD-APC? My name is Olive Emodi, and you're welcome to the show.
My name is Johansson, by the way, and it feels really good to be back on the air. I want to say thank you so much for always watching. I did get some feedback yesterday, especially with the interview you did have with the PDP member.
Honorable Clement Asiyegbemi?
Yes, Chief Dele Momodu. And the conversations were indeed, centered around what's really happening today and how further it's going to take Nigerian political landscape too. But then again, I want to say thank you so much for being part of the show. Always, it's Wednesday, and we're ready to go in. My name is Johansson.
And I'm Gbenga, Abure. You know the drill. That's why you're tuned into DSTV channel 422. This is Breakfast Central. You know it's the best place to start your day right. And you've made one fantastic decision today. We have a lot for you today. Yeah, it's a fully packed show. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to laugh a lot. And we're going to interact. Call us during the newspaper reviews. I am Gbenga, Abure. You're welcome.
That's right. So, like I said, it feels good to be back on the midweek. They say hump day. Yeah, hump Wednesday. And some of the stories that are making the rounds from some awards that took place in
Ghana.
In Ghana.
Those awards, they be the very important fashion ratio for the award.
The Ghanaians.
Yes.
At least try to sing Cameroonian Big Brother. They have sliced bread finish. Guys, when we say we're giants of Africa, it's for a reason.
It's the fashion for me.
It's the fashion.
Charlie Pa, the fashion, it be one in town.
It's giving.
So I like some of them. Some are very interesting.
Yeah.
Like Pharaoh.
He has escaped from Egypt. To your tent, O Israel.
Okay, this one wasn't. Okay, these ones are typical, Nigeria style. These are nice.
Yeah, this guy, ooh. We're comparing it
No, there's no comparison. Let's not compare.
Even the video quality, you can't compare with it.
No, you can't compare. Even the red carpet design, you cannot compare.
I think they tried. They put up a great show.
Yeah.
I like the fact that there's something to compete.
This guy is so smart. Reminds me of Johansson on a Monday.
So in case you're wondering what this is, it's the Telecel Ghana Music Awards. It took place at the Grand Arena on the 10th of May, of course, marking another celebration of Ghanaian music talent.
Wow.
And they showed up in the same way that we celebrate Nigerian movies and we show up and show out with the fashion. This man was one at some point.
This guy changed his outfit.
Yeah, he had them pull
This
his
is the
jacket.
Ghanaian...
Pretty Mike.
Pretty Mike, yeah.
Pretty Mike of Ghana.
No, I don't think so. The Pretty Mike was one that had the sewing machine.
But I love this guy.
The guy that had the sewing machine.
No, this one can't breathe now. He was given termination.
You know this guy reminds me of one of our directors, Tunde.
Raji, to be precise. I agree with you. We have
the same shape. And the same fashion sense and aura.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. God bless you, Tunde Raji, anyway.
The Ghana Music Awards came and gone, but we just want to highlight this, that for more, you can watch our entertainment program at 4:30 in the evening. I'm sure they'll be dissecting some of the fashion trends at the just concluded Ghana Music Awards. It was fantastic. So many pictures. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time to dwell on this, but I could say Ghanaians are beautiful. Trust me.
And we also can't talk about the relation. We can't but talk about the relationship that we have with our Ghanaian brothers and sisters. It's just like, you know, that sibling rivalry where you and your siblings will always fight, but there's deep love for each other.
Yes.
Nigerians and Ghanaians love each other, but we're always trolling each other.
For it's interesting that, people tend to forget that there are two countries in between us. We always think Ghana is a neighboring country to Nigeria. The two Francophone countries, Republic of Benin and Togo, before Ghana. So I guess maybe because of the language connection. Even our closest neighbors, Republic of Benin, we don't do much.
No, we don't do much. We don't do much. And there's this thing about them always talking about Nigeria being the giant, always leading the pack, especially in everything we do. I remember being, I don't know if anyone can remember as well, those watching. If you recall, about 15 years ago or 18 years ago, when we used to have some. No, you were around then. I mean, I don't know. I think anyway.
I'm a small child, but go ahead.
We used to have music video productions that we looked up to South Africa back then. Anybody wanted to shoot a music video?
Channel O.
Always
the days of
South Africa, shoot music videos, go to Channel O and so on. And everybody was like, "Oh my goodness!" And all of a sudden,
we're doing it. We're even doing better than
And it seems like the more Nigeria steps up, Ghana steps up, and that's why we're going to. It's very good that we link it to Africa's push to be liberated from Western neocolonialism, because whether you like it or not, many have said that until Nigeria stands, then every other African.
I love the way the entertainment industry has taken charge and put Nigeria on the global map positively, and how they've made so many superstars. It's a positive. They're positive ambassadors for Nigeria, and I wish we can just take that sort of excellence and put it into governance, and we'll really go far. That's what's left.
I agree. All
right.
Anyway.
Kudos to our Ghanaian siblings. Great work. And thank you for the beautiful collaboration we have. Even when we have our AMCs and all the other awards that we have, our Ghanaian brothers and sisters always show up. We had Majid Michelle, who's a very huge part of Nollywood as well, showed up. Nana Ekia Ado was here as well. So we love you, and we'll continue to.
And Julius Ibrahim is always here.
No, I don't think she was around this year.
She's always.
Yeah, she's always around, and she's a huge part of our entertainment industry. To be honest, our relationship. Sorry, Jocelyn Dumar. Exactly.
That lady.
The way you said it.
No, she's beautiful.
Okay.
Oh.
Fantastic. Honestly, and I say she's beautiful because even before the era of BBL. She's been there for years, and there's anyway, controversy.
Yes, please, let's move.
And I'm looking forward to the Ghana Music Awards next year, because I want to see what Tunde Raji is going to wear next year.
Okay.
You will use Ghana One's clothes to do fashion. Okay, let's now talk politics. Conversations within the Labour Party have been quite intense, with certain people sacking and certain others counter-sacking. Julius Abure is in the news. And we have a video clip that we want you to take a look at, and when we come back from playing this video clip, we will then share our thoughts. And we want you to also feel free to share your thoughts at News Central TV, is our handle on X. But just to mention that Julius Abure was fired from the party, or suspended, he was seen from the party by the Nenadi Usman-led caretaker committee. He doesn't seem to have taken this lightly.
But he suspended her.
They suspended him. He now counter-suspended him.
And then Aswapa was sitting in the middle and saying, "Both of you are fired."
So it's like Aurora for Aurora, whatever it is.
That's serious.
Suspension back to back.
Who is dragging this back?
Julius Abure, of course.
No wonder the Senate president threw a little jibe at Mr. Peter Obi.
That he should fix the problem within the
because
party.
it's becoming embarrassing. Week after week, there's one scandal in the Labour Party.
Is it really Peter Obi's fault? The drama happening in the Labour Party. The Labour Party had issues on its own before Peter Obi came into it. It was not a popular party. It was Peter Obi coming into the party and starting the obedience movement that gave the Labour Party the influence that it has, whether they like it or not, whether they admit it or not. How many people woke up willingly and said, you know what?
So the long and short of this is for the Senate president to fix Nigeria.
Tell me why.
Am I putting words in your mouth?
No, you're not.
But whether we like it or not, the Labour Party is supposed to be the strongest of them all. And by strongest, I don't mean stronger than, I mean stronger than the APC.
Because of the foundation.
Exactly.
The Labour Congress.
Yes, being associated with the Nigerian Labour,
Congress.
Well. So you should be expecting that every nook and cranny, every local
because you have workers.
Exactly, you
so
have workers.
I don't think it's very surprising what's happening within the Labour Party. But you mentioned the NLC. The NLC in itself had many questionable scenarios, many questionable instances. In fact, many times on the show we have talked about whether the NLC had any longer the influence that it usually had back in the day, when the NLC would sneeze and the government will catch cold. Right now, it doesn't have that level of
So the problem, what I just did from all of this is individuals, is their principles. Because it's the people that are messing this up. If you have principles, if you have people with integrity, because they always say the judiciary is the last hope of a common man. They went to court, and the courts, doesn't seem to have solved the situation. So what do we do about this Labour Party issue now? If the courts have not been able to solve it, the different parties have different interpretations to it. I suspend you, I counter-suspend you. You know, what's going on?
And it's threatening to expose Peter Obi, we're waiting for
maybe they should take this thing to Eds and Wines, since we've tried the legal method. Let's maybe go traditional. Know what I'm saying?
That's probably a good idea.
We don't know about that. Anyway, we'll try and get the clip very soon and show to you. It's a clip of Julius Abure threatening to expose Mr. Peter Obi.
Expose what?
Don't let me talk. He said there's a lot that once he unearths, the kind of worms. I'm sure all of us here on this program as journalists, seasoned that we are, and other, aspiring and most importantly Nigerians.
Yes, let's see. There will be tapeworm, there will be cankerworm, different
all of them, all of them.
And then we'll make we'll decide.
Appeal. Honestly,
if this is what will bring about peace
to Julius Abure. Whatever it is that he feels that he knows, he should unearth everything, scatter everything.
Well, that's
he that thinks he has nothing to fear. I don't know how to say that properly.
He that comments with equity must come with clean hands. I'm a legal luminary. Look at him.
Colleague. Thank you so much.
He's out of place.
That's why we are wearing almost the same colors. Anyway.
It's like the prodigal child on this.
Let's get back. Anyway, let's move away from the Labour Party and talk about what's happening.
We'll come back to that Labour Party, by the way.
We'll come back to the Labour Party and move to the FCT, where the FCT Commissioner of Police is lecturing officers on citizens' rights and being able to respect citizens' rights. And we do have a video for that. I'm sure that is something that you'll probably be excited about, especially because many times we've talked about the police acting out of order, extrajudicial arrest. But this one looks like a positive step in the right direction. Let's take a look.
Apprehension of offenders. What are we trying to enforce? Fundamental right of citizens. If a man slaps another, what has he done? He has violated the right of the other. Then the law now says he has committed assault. Kubakaba. If a man kills another, what has he done? No, the act that leads to murder is something. He has deprived that man the right to life. Is that not a fundamental right of his? Which has now... So you are employed to enforce and preserve the fundamental right of citizens. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
So the idea of slapping a suspect, abusing a suspect is not allowed. I don't know whether I'm communicating.
Yes, sir.
You are law enforcer. You should not fall foul of the law you are enforcing. That era is gone, where you need to torture before you get it. Conventions are now being challenged in court. Now beat me, now enforce me, make other. You have seen people that voluntary rights remain, but when they get to court, they say, not lie. Trial within trial comes up. Right of citizens must be respected. When they come to the charge room, they are in problem. Listen to them. Now, complete human being, they go hospital. Not when they have problem, you go hospital. That is the situation with somebody coming to the station. Even those who claim to be your friend, is because you are wearing that uniform, you are in this environment. If you are no more there, you call them, they won't answer you. So when they are coming in, receive them as your client. Listen to them. The fact that a man has a complaint does not mean that he is right. when you have given genuine advice to people, you have rendered police service. I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying. No, that is apprehension of offender.
Interesting conversation.
A positive step in the right direction.
Yes. And
we need that kind of reorientation for the next.
And I wish all policemen would take a cue from what the commissioner said. They're very poignant and they made a lot of sense that you don't deprive another person of their fundamental human rights because you want to make an arrest or enforce the law and or things like that. And I wish this message gets across to all police formations and command across the length and breadth of the country. And not just the officers, but also the rank and file, because they're the ones that are always falling in violation of the law. It's very important that we have a police force. Maybe we even need to change the name. It's not force. Maybe that's why they're always doing things. Nigerian Police Service, to serve and protect, not force.
Service is a good one.
I like that.
So that,
I like
when we hear police is your friend,
I like that.
You know they're rendering us
that
service.
It cuts across the length and breadth of every sector, especially those who offer services, because sometimes they feel they are doing you a service. In other words, like, oh, it's not my job, I'm just going to help you. And he's the 33rd, CP for the FCT. And what he said there, for me, I took it on the note that he said the days of torture. Torture is we know that is one way that, the police in codes have allegedly used or use regularly to get words, to get people to confess, and so on and so forth. But he's saying there's no need for that any longer.
Exactly.
If someone has been, charged or has been brought to the police station or said he has committed a crime, let the court handle it. When the time passes and then he's found guilty, of course he'll be charged and then he'll be sentenced. There's no need for you to go ahead and
because there could be miscarriage, and there is miscarriage of justice.
Oh yes,
times. Most international conventions, and I'm sure Nigeria is a signatory to the Convention Against Torture of Persons. But do the policemen know? Will they stop this?
Nope.
And it goes from top to bottom. Every DPO should tell their officers and men that you are not allowed to torture.
You know what I think? I think there should be a TV screen, installed in every police station.
And we should start talking about body cams. We should talk about body cams too.
Yes, but body cams, that conversation was had a few years ago. It was supposed to pass through the Senate, if I remember. And then the police force, my memory fails me now. The spokesperson. But what I'm trying to, what I'm highlighting is, just like you go to, regular companies, and then you find their TV screens at the reception, they tell you, oh, this is who we are. It's much more like
mission
statement, continuous reminder of what our goals are and so on. I think the police should have that. They might have that in the book, their booklets, but I think it should actually be in. So there should be
the moment they get out of
consistent reminders that if I'm resuming work in the morning, there's a screen that's playing, the environment, everything needs to reek and smell of the change that we're looking for.
The police needs a holistic reform.
It's a whole lot. Yes. A whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of work.
All these things people are saying, at the end of the day, we also cannot have this conversation without talking about their payment, their salaries.
Yes, part of the reforms.
Because is it a grumpy policeman you're going to be telling that police is your friend? I'll come and be talking to you nicely and tell you, welcome to the Nigerian Police Service. We are here to serve you. Somebody that is thinking of where his next salary will come from and how he's going to use it to pay bills for his family. That one is another kettle of fish, because the truth is, everybody who, and some of them who are in the Nigerian police, it's not because they really enjoy it. It's that they didn't have a job, they heard there was an opening and they put themselves there. It's not because when they were kids and they asked them, what do you want to be when I grow up? When you grew up, and they said, I want to be a policeman when I grow up. For a number of them, it wasn't that. It was lack of opportunity. Oh, there's a slot in the Nigerian police. Let me just quickly go there and apply. And from there, they find a job. Some of them, I told you, I've said it on this show, how I had a conversation with a policeman after the elections. And he said he was going to agriculture. He was going back to farming. That farming paid him better than being a police officer. And he talked about the elections, how they worked overtime and they didn't get paid. And it was just a sad tale to me.
So these are the issues that we need to look at. But police is your friend at the end of the day, and we should support and give them all the necessary tools for them to work effectively. When you see a policeman abroad, you are happy to take a picture with them because their appearance, they look really, really smart. But in Nigeria, those policemen that look that way are appointment holders,
And then they're
or
not
they are
really
very
doing it. You
close
won't see
to
them do that.
VIPs,
Yes.
which is unfortunate.
But
That should be
also-
the standard across
Also,
board.
like
Yeah.
with me, for example, I feel like sometimes I don't know if it's fair to say it's by God's grace, but I don't have police problems, and it's when I get there. Once I get to a
You're not a
police
criminal.
checkpoint.
You're not supposed
Yes,
to
but
have
even
police
beyond being a
problems.
criminal, the people who have had issues with the police, they are not criminals. I've heard people who their fights with police is, you did not greet me. It's so ridiculous. They need total overhaul, but I think that also as citizens, it doesn't harm to be polite and pleasant to them. I know that a number of citizens are afraid, so don't go to them with levels of microaggression. I think that can also...
But I like that. I mean, in music and hip-hop culture, we try to celebrate policemen once in a while. The police is your friend. I remember Chris Brown and Davido. Policeman, many. Shout out to Chris Brown. I know you're a big fan of Breakfast Central, wherever you were.
You listen
in
to that
Miami.
lyrics. I'm just playing to my head. Soldier, policeman, many men in my convoy. He's talking about the wrongful use of Nigeria police force and of the police and the army because he's using them.
In a
Anyway,
special protection unit. These are VIPs. You
These are
expect them to be
VIPs, you know, they're
protected.
VIPs.
It's because me and Joe are humble and I know
I don't know why all of
Please
this.
don't mind
I'm
yourself.
sorry, I'm
But
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let's move to our last story, last conversation, a wake-up conversation. If you're a Nigerian, which I know you are, and you're watching this program, especially for those who are not, but if you're a Nigerian, you're watching this program. Well, the central bank, Hencho, says that you people don't read. He says they don't read. Nigerians don't read. And why did he say so? Well, he says only 2,000 people downloaded the CBN document. So there was a first of all, I think I should start from in-house. Has anyone read the...
I read it, page 900. Was really lovely. I love that part.
Nice. It was so nice to read.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, the story is, of course, Nigerians don't read enough. Only 2,000 people downloaded a CBN document. Cardoso, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, has asked Nigerians to engage more with key policy documents, including the Nigeria Development Update, NDU, by the World Bank. So the document he's talking about is the NDU, Nigeria Development Update. It's a document by the World Bank. And he says he spoke on Monday during the launch of the May 2025 edition of the NDU in Abuja. And this is what he said. Let me quote his statement before we go to the responses or the tweets. He said, I think it's a very useful document, and I really do want to commend the World Bank for taking the time and the effort to put this out every 6 months. Very useful, he said. However, I do feel that Nigerians perhaps don't read enough. They don't take advantage of, and policymakers by extension, of such useful analysis which is readily available. Why do I say so? Apart from many of the things we hear at times, I remember at one point in time we looked at the website and we were appalled by the fact that barely 1,000 or 2,000 people had downloaded that particular document. Nigeria Development Update.
Yeah.
I mean, we already have the
Comes out
update
every
and the
6
price
months.
of things in the market.
Well, it comes out every 6 months.
They don't need any document.
And one of the recent, one of the parts in the document said that the economy is starting to,
In fact,
to
let
turn
me
upon
read it to you. It
itself.
says,
Yeah.
in 2024, Nigeria's economy experienced its strongest growth in a decade, expanding by 4.6% year-on-year in the fourth quarter. This was talking about economic growth and reforms. It also talked about fiscal improvements. Government revenue rose by 4.5% of GDP in 2024, attributed to subsidy removal, better tax administration, and increased remittances. And I know where you're going.
At the end of the day, what does it mean for the common man on the street? These are just statistics. I mean, it's a positive thing looking at the macroeconomic outlook, but to the common man on the street, his economy has not improved in the last 1 year, and that's what. And why would you? I mean, the language Nigerians don't read is very condescending, coming from the CBN governor, and the responses were quite vicious. I trust Nigerians. Nigerians, that their default setting is anger. We now want to question them. Did you buy me data?
Don't provoke me to anger.
Don't provoke my anger.
Or I may lose
or
my
in Indian film, don't angry me.
Let's take a look at the responses first from Nigerians who didn't like the tone of what the CBN
Patricia Sekarede says, we're tired of reading propaganda. I can assure you that About 50% of those who downloaded the document have not read it. Insensitivity is why you think Nigerians don't read enough. We read way more than you assumed. Everyone was buzzing about Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie's dream count a few months ago, which is true. They are still buzzing about it. Another tweet away from Akishete Kayode. There are others who have reacted to the
Let's see the other tweets.
Can we see other tweets, please? This one is a response to it says, because they don't believe in what is in that useless document. Wow.
That's a bit harsh.
That's a bit much. And this one says, just add 500 per download and for referral, extra 500 and feed the entire 200 million Nigerians from downloading.
We want to be incentivized.
Download book. Do they on his books? Incentivized.
Incentivized, yes.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? They just put every download you get.
Yes,
500.
So to be honest, I think maybe he may have intended differently. He may have intended differently and worded it differently. Could he have worded it better? Yes. I understand what he's trying to say, but not that Nigerians don't read.
But if you're not even aware that there's a document there, how do you download?
So that's another thing. It may be that what he's
Have you downloaded the National Agriculture Policy today?
No, I haven't.
How about the mining?
No.
Okay.
So the truth is,
are we aware?
Exactly. That's
that's
the key question.
The truth is, a number of people, even when they want to read about certain governmental policies, they just look online, they read the document, they read summarized versions of it, they look on X because somebody may have read it and put summaries on X. People aren't in the best frame of mind now to be excited about governmental policies. Attention span.
And then people are dealing with a lot. I mean, everything is sharp.
The things that they are interested in, they read. Nigerians read. Tell me, if I start to call authors, Nigerians these days have become very interested in books. People like, of course, Chimamanda.
You might talk about your circle of friends.
No, not my circle of friends. Not just
with.
my circle of friends. I'm talking about those online because I follow some pages online.
We are 200 million.
Well, yes.
We're 200 million.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. So
but
put that at the back of your mind.
Over 200 million.
I know that they used to say that if you wanted to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. But I beg to
But that's good news then. Like the fitness culture, when we're growing up, there were no gyms anymore. It was just
so it's becoming a fad. It's becoming cool now to read. It's becoming a cool thing. Oh, what have you been reading lately? People host book clubs. I know many pages on social media where someone's like, well, I'm about to start reading this book. Are there people who want to join me? So I think Nigerians are just reading other things. They're not really reading governmental policies and policy documents as much. They're just reading the things that interest them because it's like, I have a friend who will
gravitate towards what you like.
Yeah, I have a friend who will say she doesn't watch action or movies with poor endings because life is already hard enough. So she wants something that gives her a soft landing. So in a way, it might be that Nigerians are leaning towards the softer things because they're like, I beg, that's already too expensive. Let me go and read something that will make me feel better.
I also want to sum it up that I think we shouldn't categorize Nigerians in the same statement. Like, I mean, just a clarity with the CBN governor. The reason is because not everyone is a financial expert. Not everyone is an economist.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry. It would possibly interest me because I'm a journalist who's interested to know what the economy would look like. So I would try and read it. But for someone who is in the creative sector, a different aspect of creative sector, take for instance cinematography, his focus would be on, what's the latest camera? What's this? So reading that, he might, okay, fine.
But if he stumbles upon it by accident, he's not going to go look for it.
I think I mean, my statement is saying Nigerians.
Olive hit the nail on the head. It could have been worded
that's fine. But everybody, no, I don't think so.
I again understand the spirit of what was trying to be said, but then again, maybe another angle would be to ensure that when there are policy documents like this, it's important that different organizations go on TV, talk about it, educate Nigerians about it. It would be great for us. It's an open invitation to the CBN. We'll be excited to have representatives of the CBN join us on the show to talk about policies that the CBN is looking at and what the way forward is.